That's right, guys, I have 2 coffees, because that's the kind of day today is. What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and guys, it is Wednesday. And Wednesday means it's new comic book day for you guys. You guys are out picking up your comics, but guys, I am preparing a sweet-ass video for you guys. And this is Comic Book Speculation Recommendation, the video where I look off into the future at final order cutoff and new comic book day of next week. Now, why do I do this? I do this so that way you guys have enough time to put in your pre-orders for your final order cutoff books, and to also have enough time to reach out to your local LCS and tell them, hey, I was watching Bruce and Stephanie Comics Comic Book Speculation Recommendations video. I like what he had to say. I did my own research, and I would like to pick up a couple extra copies of these books because I would like to make this hobby fund itself. It is time for those pesky little reminders that I tell you guys about each and every single week, and these are very important because this is a speculation video, a video where I take some educated guesses on books that I think might have good specs that you guys might be able to make a little extra cheddar on. So, what do I want you guys to do? Well, the first thing I want you guys to do is to do your own research, and this is the most important one, guys. Do your own research. So like I mentioned, I'm gonna tell you guys about some books that I think has good speculation. Now, I want you guys to take that information and go check other comic book YouTubers you trust, other comic book websites that you trust, and other comic book apps that you trust. Gather the most information possible on the books I'm gonna talk about today, so that way you guys can make the best decisions possible for yourselves. Because remember, you guys are gonna be spending your own hard-earned money on these books, not mine, yours. And the second reminder that I have for you guys is the same as last week and the week before that, is that there are delays. That's right, there are delays, so books will show up multiple times on final order cutoff, and they won't be released on their new comic book day, and their new comic book date will be pushed week after week. So that means I will talk about those books on these videos week after week until they move off final order cutoff and they actually come out on new comic book day. So there are delays, so be prepared for that. Alright guys, those are my 2 reminders. Let's jump in to all the books that have speculation that are landing on final order cutoff this week. Alright guys, like I just said, we are talking about all the books landing on final order cutoff this upcoming week that has speculation. And that week is December 19th for your DC and Scout books, and December 20th for your Marvel and all the other indie books. Alright guys, before we jump into my cover lover pick for the week, I do want to let you guys know, I noticed that there really wasn't any DC books or any Marvel books on final order cutoff. There were some second print books, but other than that, there was nothing. And I don't really know why, so I'm going to do a little digging. I'm going to find out, and I'll let you guys know in the next video. But today, I don't know, so just keep that in mind. This is going to be all indies on final order cutoff, which makes this list very short. Alright, let's jump into my final order cutoff cover lover pick of the week. Alright guys, so my cover lover pick of the week is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 125, the cover A. This features a bunch of ninja frogs. That's right, frogs! It's so cool looking, in my opinion. They haven't released the covers for issue cover B or the incentive covers, but I really dig this cover A featuring the ninja frogs. What do you guys think of this cover? Do you guys like it? Do you not like it? Guys, let me know down in the comments. Alright guys, with the cover lover pick out of the way, let's jump over to every single book landing on final order cutoff that has speculation this upcoming weekend. And there really isn't a lot, so this should be pretty quick. And the first book up is Animal Castle number 2. Now this doesn't really have speculation if you go to the Key Collector app. It's not going to say Animal Castle number 2 has speculation, but I'm putting it on this list because Animal Castle number 1 is selling so well on the secondary market. It is selling for $20+. And if you look back at books like Nottingham and Stray Dogs, those second issues do sell pretty well, so I would consider picking up a couple extra copies of this book just in case this book does sell really well in the future. Next up is Aerosmith Behind Enemy Lines number 1. This is a revival of a series that first launched in 2003. Also, this is the fantasy and war genres collide on the battlefield of War World 1, where wizards and dragons fight alongside the military, which actually sounds pretty freaking cool. Next up is Devil's Reign number 1, the second print. This again has the first team appearance of Kingpin's Thunderbolts. Next up is Saga number 55. This book returns January 26th after being on hiatus since July of 2018. People are really excited about this book, but no one is more excited than Comic Man Andy. Alright guys, those are all the books landing on final order cutoff this upcoming weekend. To have speculation, that's only 1, 2, 3, 4 books. That's it. So what is the book that I think you guys should consider picking up a couple extra copies of to possibly flip in the future to make some extra money? Well, Animal Castle #2 would be my pick. I think that is probably the best bet to make some extra money on because Animal Castle #1 is selling so well and people really love to see animals in comic books. Guys, Stray Dogs is selling super well still right now. People love that book. So I would go after Animal Castle #2, pick up, I don't know, 2, 3 copies of that book, scroll them away and see what that book does in the future. Just keep an eye on Animal Castle #1 and see if that momentum keeps building and building. Because again, I don't think there's going to be a lot printed because people weren't prepared for the fever that is Animal Castle. So that's my suggestion to you guys. Animal Castle #2 would be the one and only book I pick up extra copies of. Alright guys, with final order cutoff out of the way, let's jump into my new comic book day picks for December 22nd of 2021, right before Christmas. We have 3 books that land under my cover lover picks of the week for New Comic Book Day of next week. And the first one up is House of Slaughter #3, the B cover, and also the Virgin 1 in 25. They have the same cover. One is just trade dress, one is Virgin. And this is by Werther Daldera, the artist of Something is Killing the Children. I love Werther so much. He was one of the first artists to respond to my emails when I was a baby channel with only 250 subscribers. So Werther, thank you so much for supporting me so long ago. This cover is amazing. And if you guys are reading House of Slaughter and reading Something is Killing the Children, you will know why. Alright, so my next pick is Phoenix Song Echo #3, the B cover by Chris Bachalo. Chris Bachalo is one of my favorite artists, and guys, this cover is amazing. I had this on my final order cutoff picks a while ago, and it is back when it lands on New Comic Book Day spec. And I am not really sure if this is spec worthy, but guys, I love this cover. And sometimes I just put covers on this list that I absolutely love because I think it might do well in the secondary market, and this is one of them because this cover is just so fire. And the last, and but not least cover is Catwoman #38, the last book written by Ram V, before we move on to Tini Howard, which I'm really nervous about, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the cover, and this is by Jenny Frison. This cover is just stunning. Jenny Frison does stunning Catwoman covers, enough said. Alright, let's jump into the spec for next week on New Comic Day. Alright guys, if you guys have not downloaded the Key Collector app and subscribed, you need to do that now. Because this is where I pull all my information for my New Comic Book Day spec picks. And there is a lot more than what I'm going to talk about today because I only pulled out what I really like. So, if you have the app, go to the Futures Key section, go to December 22nd, and you guys will be able to see every single book coming out next week, which that the Key Collector app says has speculation. Now, you need to do your own research here and pick out the books that you like, but this is where I pull all the information for the New Comic Book Day spec picks. All right, let's jump in to the books that I like. The first book that I like for speculation is Justice League Incarnate #2. This is the first appearance of the Batwoman Who Laughs from an alternate dimension, and also the first cover appearance of Super Demon. So, I like this. I do. I think the Batman Who Laughs was really popular, but he got burnt out because he was used way too much in DC Comics. But the Batwoman Who Laughs could be a fresh retake of this character, and it could build some popularity. This could also fall flat in its face, but I ordered a couple extra copies of this book because I do like the idea of a female Batman who laughs. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. But also, look at the cover B, Super Demon cover. That is so freaking epic. So the second book that I really like on New Comic Book Day spec is Avengers Forever #1. One of the main reasons is because I like Aaron Kuder as an artist. I think he's an excellent artist. I also like the idea of expanding the Avengers team to be multiverse. We're gonna get a lot of crazy new characters, and this does have the first appearance of Captain Carter, but that is not true. Key Collector app has this as down as Captain Carter's first appearance in comic books. This is the character from the Disney Plus TV series, but if you guys know, Captain Carter first appeared in Exiles #3, which I will put on screen right now. But this also has the first team appearance of War Machines, an alternate Earth's Dark Wastelord, so some bad guy War Machines. So why do I like this spec? Well, what if in the War Machine TV show that's going to come out on Disney Plus, they want to have some bad guys that are dressed up as War Machines, and maybe they're from an alternate universe because in The Multitude of Madness is coming out soon with Doctor Strange. So maybe these guys come over and the War Machines have to fight them. Is this a little bit of a stretch? Sure, but isn't speculation a stretch? You're always trying to find information somewhere and piece it together, and that's what I'm doing with this book. All right, the third And final book on this list is a book that I've spoken about many times on these videos, and that is Noctera, the Blacktop Bill Special #1. This is the origin of Blacktop Bill. Now, why is this important? Well, we keep getting little snippets of news that Noctera is really happening. It's going to be a TV show, and they're going to feature Blacktop Bill, because Blacktop Bill is the main, or I should say, one of the main villains in the series. So there's only 6 issues out so far. This is going to be in it. Blacktop Bill. Have his origin if you don't have his first appearance. So if you missed out when Noctera first came out and you didn't pick up any copies, were you crazy? Let me just ask you that. Why didn't you pick up any of those copies? But if you didn't, jump in on Blacktop Bill's origin. And I love this cover C. It's just all black with his teeth. It's going to be a little difficult to get a 9.8 because all black covers are. But good thing that this is a new book, because it is a new book. It'll be a lot easier to get those 9.8s. But guys, those are the 3 books landing on New Comic Book Day Spec of next week, which is December 22nd. And that is all that I have for you guys this week. There's a total of like 6 books that have speculation. There's more than that. But guys, what did you guys think? What do you guys think of all the books that I spoke about in today's video? Did I miss any books? So that's a big thing, because as a YouTuber and you're trying to put these videos together as quickly but as thoroughly as possible, sometimes things fall through the cracks, guys. So let me know if I missed a book that I should have put on this list. Also, let me know if I missed a cover, because I love hearing from you guys on what covers that you love, because, you know, I'm a comic book collector and I love comic book covers. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications. Smash that like button before you turn this video off. That's a key thing. Hit that like button. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, I'm going to try to put out a video this Friday. It's going to be a short little sweet video just talking about a package that I received from mycomicshop.com that looked absolutely destroyed. Did the packaging hold up? Were the books destroyed? I don't know. Tune in to find out.